I hope you can just hear my stomach growling the entire episode.
Are you hungry?
No, dude.
He just had
anti-hungry. I just had a greasy burger, dude. It's fucking in there doing backflips. Like I watched the Winter Olympics and got inspired. That's how my stomach feels.
You're going to have to go take a
I don't do that.
You don't poop?
I just like unphotosynthesize. It just kind of comes out of my skin.
Why
no wonder you smell like shit.
That's it, dude. Poopy spores.
Don't come anywhere near my belly button, bro.
You didn't hear from me. You didn't hear from me.
All right, dude. Well, so on that note, we are back with You Didn't Hear It From Me. And if you smell my feet, tell me, because the boys just
thought you're talking to the listeners at home, dude. I was like, we're going to give out them
we don't have smell-o-vision yet.
Yeah, we're going to give out those little scratch and sniffs for every episode. Like, smell what we smelled this week.
Scratch to reveal the QR code, but it just smells like
just
scratch
to
reveal the QR code. It could be like filthy. The trees. You could have your own tree scent.
Speaking of QR codes, have you guys seen those like business card things? You just put your phone up against it, and then it like...
Oh, yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean...
I think they're pretty sweet, and I feel like I waste my money every time I buy business cards because like 4 people need them, and they
a lot of people
call
not
you.
a lot of people, but some people just have that little dot thing that you can put on the back of your phone now, and you just tap it somebody else's phone, and it gives you.
I think that's kind of what he's.
Yeah, kind of the same thing, but they make a card too. It looks like a credit card.
I think you can even airdrop it.
Is it called Dot?
This one was called like Tab or something like that. Okay. But it's the same shit.
The one I saw was called Dot. But all right, so Muth, Stryker, and we have a lovely guest, Dusty Cantrell, and this is actually the second time we're recording this because the first time was so long ago and we had hooves trampling about on the ceiling. Yeah. I love you, Aubrey, but we could just hear every step that anyone took upstairs, including the cat. And thank God she's chill now. So
yeah, she's down here making bread.
Are we gonna start with what the fuck you're wearing? Are you going to the gym after this?
He's wearing his Brads.
I'm wearing my
Bro,
Brads.
you going to? Huh?
I'm wearing my Brad.
You look like you're going to Brad's after this.
The Brad jeans.
You look like your name is Brad.
Because they're Paisley.
Bro, come on.
It's a good joke.
I'm not even talking about your sweat. I didn't get to there. I'm talking about the upper.
It's just a shirt, dude. I'm wearing jeans and.
Wait a second. It's a shirt with a hood
and short sleeves
with a frocket. A hoodie frock,
and it's torn, and that's not how it came. Right. It looks distressed, but
you do wear it to the gym.
That's natural.
No, so you're not going to the gym after this?
No, okay, dude. Do I look like I'm going to the gym?
So now about the pants, you get those from Red?
No.
Oh.
I don't know where I got them. I got them from Buffalo Exchange.
Red may have sent him a link.
But you want to talk.
What?
Because this man...
Are you going to talk about my shoulder?
First of all, he's got jizz stains on his shoulders.
Listen, it's paint.
But I will say he is currently wearing a Sublime shirt.
Yeah.
And he revealed that after he took off his 30 Seconds to Mars hoodie that he had on over top of it.
I love 30 Seconds. I love 30 Seconds to Mars.
You knew one song.
He loves Jared Leto.
One title came to my brain because I haven't listened to him in quite some time.
You got a crush on Jared Leto. That's fine.
That's also true a little bit.
And then just stain on your shoulder.
Who doesn't? We had the age-old Joker debate. But damn, you might hear my stomach growling. I think I'm a little hungry.
Yeah, and Dusty somehow got my...
Yeah, you ain't getting out of this either.
He somehow got my dead grandfather's shoes on. I don't know where he got those.
Dusty is an 84-year-old trapped in a 26-year-old's body.
They're clean. They're clean, though.
He's dressed like a 35-year-old, but then he's got like a 16-year-old's hat on.
Dude.
Pretty much.
He's like, I just enlisted yesterday.
It does get that look, dude.
He said we're going somewhere tropical, so I put my hat on.
Just got back from
I got my shirt on. I'm ready to go. Got my bags packed.
Oh, it's like 73 degrees. You got to break out some tropical.
That's facts. It is nice, dude. I like that watch, actually. I wanted to roast it, but then I looked at it.
You can't roast it.
I wanted to, and I looked at it. I was like, that's actually
Nixon?
Clean. Yeah. It's a clean watch. I'll let it slide.
They have clean
wrist game on fleek today.
High fashion for cheap, what I'm saying.
High fashion for cheap.
Dude, I just had this brand reach out to me on my Instagram.
Was it Nixon?
It was not. It is a jewelry brand, and they're starting like a men's section, I guess. And they wanted me to be an ambassador. And
you should have them do a lightning bolt earring.
I know. That'd be cool. But they got some cool jewelry, and like the thing was like, I post and say, if you want to use my code, you can use Stryker or whatever to get 30% off or whatever. And then I just get free jewelry every month from them.
If they have watches, I'll use your code.
Podcast too.
But
so what?
Today it was like they literally said it's free jewelry every month, and then they said it's just $9.99 a month. And I was like,
subscription.
hey, then it's not free.
It's not free. Is it
And I
free
literally
for
said
you?
that. No, that's what I'm saying. I have to pay $9.99 a month to be an ambassador, and then I get free jewelry. And that's what the lady said to me. I said, well,
How
it's not
much
free
free
jewelry because I'm paying $9.99. And she said, yeah, but you pay $9.99 and then you get free jewelry. I was like, I don't think you understand it.
They're
It's
trying
not
to
free.
say that you're paying for
It's
to
not
be
free
the
if I'm
ambassador.
having
That's
to
kind
pay.
of backwards, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's dumb as shit. So I don't think I'm going to do it.
I remember when they used to do all those, like if you pay shipping, we'll send you 10 free bracelets or whatever.
Yeah.
You did a couple of those, like sunglasses. Remember off
Oh.
Instagram?
I've done some of this stuff like that.
Yeah,
I did
I grabbed
bracelets.
some glasses off Instagram for sure.
I did bracelets once,
And they all
half
wound up
of them fell
broken.
apart, and
I got a
the rest
watch.
of them were okay.
I got a company that reached out to me, and if you look on my Instagram, you can find that company because the post is still up. They reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, we'd like to send you a free watch if you'll just post a picture wearing it." That was all I had to do. So I was
Sweet.
like, "Deal." I paid the shipping, which was like $4,
Yeah.
and the watch on their website was $75, and so I was like,
Okay.
pretty stout watch. I wore it one time in the summer. I went to like Arrington Vineyards or whatever,
Stop,
got sweaty.
stop,
Just a green
stop.
band around my wrist, bro.
How
I
long
was
did it
like,
take to get off?
it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was there for like a day or two.
Damn, that's shitty.
It was like a little section of the Hulk. Get them Hulk wrists. About got them Hulk wrists,
Bruh.
Jeez.
You know
you
what
do
I'm
got the
saying.
Hulk wrists. We all know.
But yeah, so that was stupid. But I got a free watch.
Some of those used to work,
You
but
still
every
wear
once in
it?
a while you get ripped off.
No,
No, you don't want to go
I've worn it
green.
like 4 times.
You worn it like 4 times
Yeah, total.
since?
No, well, I wore it like that time and like 3 other times afterwards. And now it even like looks tarnished. I was like, this is $75 on the website. Like, if I paid $75 for this and I got that, I'd be tissed.
Company even around anymore?
I guess they mostly sell like women's like athletic wear. So they just wanted to start like men's
and you got
watches.
some of that too.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
so I get free leggings.
That's where you got that shirt.
That's where I got these pants.
That's where you got
These
those pants
paisley
for
pants,
sure.
dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anywho.
what have you guys been up to past couple weeks? It's a week or two in between the last
It's
time
been a
we
week
recorded.
since we recorded.
Okay.
I haven't been doing a whole lot. I guess started a new job, setting up productions and stuff like that. It's cool, I guess.
Heck
You help
Um,
build the what am I looking for? What's the stadium series?
Yeah, the
hockey rink for.
yeah. And then I
down
set
here.
up
Oh,
Nissan
please. Can we please just
Super
dive
cool.
into that a little bit?
what?
Building
Because
that.
how in the hell did they do that?
It's pretty
A
easy
lot of people.
process. It did take a lot of
A
motherfuckers.
shit ton of people.
I'll say that. You just
Because it got done pretty quick, right?
yeah, like probably a week, like a Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Get it done. And they essentially just like lay out a bunch of like kind of like not fiberglass, but some kind of like plating. It's almost like a giant puzzle, just like pieces that you put in, and then the actual ice rink is raised a little bit from that because they have to cover up all the grass.
Yeah.
And the actual ice rink is raised up from that, and it's on like risers that are like refrigerated underneath. And so that's how it keeps the shit. But they have like this plate or something on top. I didn't get to work with all the stuff, but they have like this plate that goes on top, and like if you like poured water on it, like it's gonna freeze almost instantly. Like it's cold. Like it's wild.
Ice cold.
Ice cold.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you there for the whole time, like
No.
of building it, just
No,
like a day?
Just a day or two. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then that same week earlier, the reason I wasn't there every time is because I did like a CMT Crossroads for Leanne Rhymes. Helped set that up, so I set up all the lights and stuff for that. So it was a pretty
sick.
cool job. I get to like see some cool stuff that like I
Yeah.
hadn't seen before and stuff.
It's wild to see how much, even though you've probably seen it a million times and even considered it, or some of us even know more about it than others, but when you are involved with putting all that shit up, you're like, there's this many lights, there's this
Yeah.
many things to plug in.
And I'd
there's
never
this
done
many...
anything with lighting before.
Really?
Nothing. And
It's
I was
wild.
setting up all kinds of different lights. Like,
Did you get to see it come?
oh
like,
yeah.
Finish?
Dude, as soon as they finished the show, we were in there cleaning, like taking the shit down. Like the second it was over, like Leanne was still just in there, like,
They're like, "All right,
saying
let's
thank
go."
you to her band and stuff. Literally, the second
Holy
the cameras
shit.
turned off, we walked in.
Did they
the
have
door.
something else going on that, like, did they use that
No,
for?
I mean
where
they had
was
the
it?
venue all night. It was at a place called the Barn in Arrington, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It was like
Arrington's
the-
nice.
they
as
said they
shit.
use it
They got
for-
some cool
it
places
is.
out there.
I
Cool
think it's
spots.
mostly like a wedding venue.
Is it the barn?
Yeah, I think it's called the Barn.
In the barn, though?
Yeah,
That's a cool little spot.
yeah, it is. But yeah, Leanne was just standing there not helping at all. I'm carrying these big ass lights, and she's just standing there in a dress. I'm like,
You didn't say nothing?
I'm like, this is for you.
Are you gonna help?
Grab a light and carry this shit out to
Don't
the
break
truck.
a nail, Jesus.
Yeah, come on. But,
What gives?
Yeah.
Dude,
but
that'd have been so funny if you'd just been like,
here, will you hold this?
for just a second.
Yeah. Hey, outside and to the left. That's where you need to take this shit, dude. We made you look good.
Outside and to the
We
left.
made you look good. You can help us move this shit around. But no, it was cool. And then other than working, I got my fishing license renewed yesterday and went fishing.
Oh,
I
heck
always
yeah.
forget that you have to have one because I never go.
Yeah.
I always forget.
So
Where'd you go fishing?
just at this like little tiny river by my house.
Catch anything?
Of course not.
Oh, by the house?
Oh, worthy effort.
Yeah. I didn't try very hard. I had like one. I was like, I don't want to change the lure, so I just casted the same one. And I was like, it's not working.
This
I don't,
ain't it.
I don't feel like changing it, so then I just went home. But the
Boys.
journey was the destination.
I
Okay.
like it.
All right.
Yeah.
I can vibe with that. I ain't been doing a lot except for what I have been doing a lot of is making those Instagram videos and TikTok. So if you guys don't follow me on TikTok or Instagram, I need followers on TikTok really, but because I'm trying to do lives,
Gotta
you gotta have 1,000. Yeah. So
It's tough.
Lear's trying to make an appearance again. You want to say something?
She
Hey, you want to
said
say
yeah.
something? There it is. I'll touch your butt, you meow.
That's what she's been doing this week.
Yeah, a lot of nothing.
I wouldn't even have 1,000 followers on TikTok if it wasn't for that girl that
Yeah.
just duetted my video that one time.
Oh yeah.
I literally
forgot
got
about that.
900 followers from that. So.
Did you
crazy.
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Crazy.
And I'm DJing. I said on the last podcast, but this will be out after that. Anyway, the gig went good. She wants to make another appearance, dude. She's right there. She's
She
gonna
can
come
be-
over your shoulder
she
again
can be
and
that
come right down on the armrest.
Special feature.
TK. Celebrity.
All right, so Dusty, for people that don't know you, we know Dusty from college, and Dusty now works for Average Joe's Entertainment, and I guess you can tell us a little bit about that. About what you so what you've been doing for the past couple weeks. Just to put it in context a little bit.
So the last couple of weeks I've just been, prepping some marketing campaigns and all kinds of like distribution stuff as far as, delivering all kinds of stuff to YouTube. And also we go to a lot of shows here recently since the world's kind of been opening back up.
Nashville's wide open.
It is kind of
Wide open.
Same.
pretty much wide. Speaking of, listen, me and LB, we went to, I'll get back on the subject of the job and stuff here in just a second, but me and LB were at the...
That's his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
that's my wife. And then we went to the Ryman to see the Beach Boys.
Oh, nice.
Wait. The Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Moose just found out they're not all lit.
I didn't know. That's exactly. You knew exactly where my mind
Said,
went.
wait.
I
Beach
didn't.
Boys.
I know
Yeah.
you. I think you actually told me this like last week
And
or
John
whenever
John
you went.
Stamos. This has been a couple
I
of
don't know
weeks.
who's in it. I don't know nothing about it.
John
About the Beach.
Stamos.
Well, anyway, John Stamos
He's not an actor or
is in there,
something?
was
Yeah.
playing drums for him.
He is.
John Stamos is.
Okay, I
Yeah.
don't
He was
know
in
who
Full
that is.
House.
He's Uncle Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he was playing drums for him.
That's lit.
But
That's
anyway,
kinda
we
cool. Is he good?
walked right in. Like they didn't check for like COVID tests.
Oh no, they're done with that shit.
vaccine. They didn't even security check us.
Oh really?
We just walked right in.
I think that's kind of how it was actually when I went to see Charlotte because
That's
it was
dangerous.
just if you had a
could've killed
bag,
John Stamos
It is-
if you wanted to.
it
it's
is
like if you had a
dangerous.
bag, you had to check it in or something. But other than that,
Yeah.
We didn't have any bags.
Ryman's
though.
pretty chill, and so is
And we got
Bridgestone
there
anymore.
a little bit late.
Bridgestone was chill.
That's
Yeah,
what
walk
literally
through-
when we went to the hockey game last week. I literally told you, I was like, I didn't even have to have a ticket. I could have just literally walked around this rope and
Yeah,
Nobody
it's
would've stopped me.
It's pretty lax.
it was
at
too
the-
lax.
Yeah.
Like I literally could have just
Especially the
walked my
hockey
ass
games.
right in.
Especially the hockey games. I
Yeah.
feel like they're a little more
Yeah.
safe when it
and it
comes to
was-
shows, but
It was the night that they retired
Pecorino's
Pecorini's jersey, and there was like the most people in attendance ever
Yeah,
that
it was.
night. So it was
Literally,
like
they set the
packed,
record.
and
It was
you could have
crazy
just
cool.
slipped in. Yeah, I mean you could really.
It's like you have to go through security, but you go through security and then you do the ticket counter thing.
and it's
the
like
ticket
20
lady.
feet away.
And I could have literally walked straight through security and then just there was literally like a bathroom to the right, and people were going and then just like walking back in. I could have literally just went straight over there. And
I
walked
wonder
in.
if people do that. I would never
mean,
have the balls to do something like that.
No, me either. But I'm sure people do.
I used to follow this TikTok account where these guys would always just put on like high-vis vests and carry clipboards and just walk into places for free all the time. And then they just have a bag and they just like put their shit back in the bag and then they just go about their day. Like, they did it with like Universal Studios. They did it with like Disney World. This shit, like they literally just walk straight in, high-vis vest, clipboard in hand, and they just like wave at the ticket lady and then they just go in. And then they just put all that shit in the bag. They go to the bathroom, put all the shit in the bag, and then they just have the whole day at Universal Studios. Like,
You just saved like $100.
yeah.
Yeah,
At
no
least.
joke.
Yeah.
No joke.
So that's cool.
But I guess to get back on the job stuff, my job title is an account manager. So essentially, there's 3 of us total, and we just each kind of break up the label artists and some of the distribution artists, and just kind of oversee the marketing side of their releases, whether it be music video, album, EP, just whatever.
Yeah. So real quick, just explain like what all does Average Joe's do, like as a company.
As a company,
Good question.
Average Joe's has been around since like around 2008, and it first kind of made its entrance into the music industry as just primarily a country rap label, but throughout the years, and they also did things primarily digitally early on when a lot of companies were still going down the physical sales route, which, kind of set up an advantage for them as a company, leading into like the way the world is today.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because they were, they kind of got YouTube and monetizing YouTube figured out, early on in the music front. But since then they've expanded into quite a bit. Average Joe's is kind of like the mother company to a lot of different stuff. There's like a film production company. There's also a film distribution company, which in 2021, like they released the film Old Henry, which they, it just went crazy.
I still need to watch that thing.
Great movie.
I keep
Great
forgetting
movie.
about it.
Go buy it.
I did buy it. I bought it, but I just forgot to watch it.
Yeah, it's a great. I love the
It's
movie.
good. What's the main actor that's in it?
Tim Blake Nelson is in it.
He's in a ton of stuff. As soon as I seen his face, I was like, oh.
He's in. He is in a ton.
He's
of
in a
stuff.
ton of stuff.
But he's really good at playing that kind of raggedy, southern, kind of role. Like even in Holes, he's kind of like.
Oh yeah, he is in Holes.
Yeah, he's in.
I think I've only seen that movie.
He like
once.
goes out when they're digging holes. He's kind of their supervisor out there.
That's
and
right.
they call him like Mom or something, I think.
Oh no, who are you talking about? He was also in. He was the first story in the.
Oh brother, where art thou? He's
yes.
in there.
Well, he was the first story in the that new like weird Western thing is on Netflix.
Yeah, is it like the
Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he
I've
does
seen it.
the first story.
Yeah, but he a lot of people were singing his praises and saying like, how great it was. It was like one of his greatest roles that he's ever portrayed.
Didn't Obama or somebody put it on their top list of
Yeah,
movies?
it was on Obama's 2021 list of his favorite movies, which is
pretty sweet.
It's really
That's
cool.
pretty
I mean,
freaking
Where does he
sweet.
find time to watch a bunch of movies though?
He ain't president no
How many
more,
does he see?
motherfucker.
Yeah,
10?
he-
He
he's
still
good.
does stuff. He's
Yeah,
still
but he's
busy.
good. He's
hey,
got time.
everybody's got time to watch O. Henry, so there's no
Yeah,
excuses
I've
now.
never even heard of it, dude.
See?
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Well,
Man.
now you have.
Now I
You
have.
don't watch.
That
do
is-
you watch a lot of movies?
I do.
Wow, man.
Average Joe's
I'll have
really
to
is a
hook you
wild
up.
place. Like when I came over, was like 2 weeks ago or something. You showed me around a little bit. It's a wild spot. Like they have their creative department, or isn't that what it is? Or what
Yeah,
is
like
it?
the creative wing is what they call it, and that's where graphic designer and our video guy.
There's like all
and
the
our
illustration
A&R is.
pads. There's DJ decks in there. There's like Star Wars memorabilia everywhere. It's like a, I don't know. It makes you
It's-
want to just
yeah.
make something. It's
I
really
mean, it
super,
kind of-
super cool.
The building itself, I mean, it's a pretty big building, but it kind of gives me personally, like Rob Dyrdek,
Fantasy Factory.
Fantasy Factory vibes. Yeah,
for
absolutely
sure.
it does.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And then there's a staircase like almost in the middle of the room. And
And it goes down
Up
to Hideout
around-
Pictures.
yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
like down,
So- yeah.
and there's like a whole, I don't know. It's super cool.
It
It's
is
super
cool.
cool. And they have a big spot over there.
Yeah, there's like a whole warehouse and It's got basketball.
So y'all take care of a
going
lot
on.
of things, movie, film.
Yeah.
What level? I know there's
I mean,
different
for the
levels
most
of
part-
films, but what level is like Old Henry? Isn't there like A and B movies and shit like that? Is it like, do they still do that?
I mean,
Or is it like a
it's
feature
a mainstream.
film? It was like a feature film, right?
Yeah, it's a mainstream movie
Okay.
for sure.
But
I
they
mean,
do
it's
a
an
lot
indie
of like
film.
independent
It's still.
stuff.
It is all. Yeah, it's all independent.
It's all independent stuff.
I mean, as
I
far
wasn't
as
trying to knock it down. I was
as
just
far as
trying
I
to
can
put it in
disclose,
context.
that's kind of been the bread and butter. It's all independent, and they took it to like the Venice Film Festival, and it got
Oh, cool.
great reviews over there last year. But yeah, it really was a huge year for the film side of things, which is really cool to see. But there's other labels and stuff that are kind of underneath Average Joe's that we're affiliated with, and we help them facilitate all the distribution stuff.
So you still work with a lot of those
admin
artists
type
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to rip off some of the artists that you work with?
So yeah, I work with Colt Ford, Eddie Montgomery. I work with
Who's that new young guy from YouTube? Does the
from-
mashups? Doesn't he? He did with like some guy play guitar and he sings.
Oh,
What's
you're
his
talking
name?
about Cooper Allen, but
Yeah.
we don't have a deal or anything with Cooper. He did a feature with Colt,
Gotcha.
so I was
gotcha.
able to,
in
work with
contact
him
with
in
him.
that
Right,
capacity,
but-
which is cool.
yeah.
I mean, since you mentioned that, I've, in a roundabout way, got to work a little bit. Well, I did. Helped release the Kevin Gates feature with Colt Ford,
Yeah, it
which
was
was
cool.
really
Yeah.
cool.
Dude, that music video slaps. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's that was a lot of fun to work on. But I also work with Brandon Hart, and he's signed to Raw Records, which is just another label.
Those
that's
dudes are
kind
more
of-
like in your face country rap, right? Big rims. That's those guys.
a lot of the
Big
artists
trucks.
on Raw Records is, but Brandon Hart is not that. I mean, I also work with like Long Cut, who's also a part
Okay,
of Raw
that's
Records.
who I was thinking of. Long cut. He's
Yeah,
just
Long
nothing
Cut.
but flexing.
They're nothing but flexing, and they got
It's like
a lot
country
of
boys
cool
flexing.
tunes. Yeah,
It's fucking
for
cool
sure.
as
It's
shit.
the Sonic parking lot music. That's what it is.
But Brandon Hart, he's more of like this. He's just more of a country vibe. It's really cool. He's got some cool music coming out, and there's a lot of more cool music coming out from him soon. I also work with, I don't know if I said Brian Martin or not already, but he's more of like outlaw style country, which is really really cool, and I really like working with that stuff because obviously I love outlaw country, and I love like a lot of Western movies, and he's just got that kind of aura about him, like he could be a part of those Westerns and stuff.
Top
But
5
he's a
movie
real,
for you,
he's a-
Tombstone? Top 5 movie for you?
for sure is a top 5 movie.
figured.
Yeah.
I figured.
Um,
I haven't watched a movie in years, but when I watched it when I was younger, good. Just not my thing. I can't get into
Yeah.
it for some reason. People get so mad about it. They're like, "That's the best movie of all time."
and I also work with. I got to rattle all these off, so
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't show.
Yeah.
So Cypress Spring, which is about to come out with some Christian rap stuff, which is I gotta hear some of that, and I'm excited about it. It's some pretty cool
You
stuff.
said wasn't that the stuff right off the board? You said sounded really good.
Yeah,
before mix.
it was sounding really good, and it thumps, man. It goes pretty hard.
Is it still country or is it?
I mean, yeah, kinda. I mean, it's still
like
in the
he's
country
Southern?
rap vein.
Yeah, yeah.
wow, that's
But it's like country Christian rap.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I'd have to hear it. For
Yeah,
sure.
you definitely have to hear it, but it's really cool.
I can't picture it.
Like country NF.
Man, okay, let's think. Oh, Haystack. He's with Warhorse Entertainment, and I work with his stuff. He's been in the country rap world for a long time, and he just released a new album, and there's some cool tracks on there. He's got a feature with Colt Ford on there, and then he's got a feature with Bubba Sparks on there as well.
Swag.
And then I'm trying not to forget any names, man.
I imagine they'll understand. You work with a ton of people.
Yeah, it is a lot of people.
And then you
but
got us
it's
in
a
your
lot of
ear
fun.
like, don't you do this?
Yeah.
Don't you do
I will,
that?"
and I do distribution stuff with Cole Bradley, who's a really cool young artist here in Nashville. I actually got to go to a Preds game with him because he was playing the Ford stage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
music stage or whatever. But yeah, I think that's all of
Most of the
them.
artists.
I mean, if
You
I
probably forgot one or two,
anybody,
but it's
I'm
all good.
sorry, but-
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
I'm gonna reach out to him and send this to him too.
Yeah, please.
Like, hey,
Each
look, he
one
didn't even talk-
individually.
He didn't even
It's
talk
like he
about
didn't-
you.
Didn't
even
list your
hype you
name.
up, bro.
Yeah. I even asked him about it. We cut it out. I said, hey, what about this guy? He said, not that guy. So
No, all the artists that I get an opportunity to work with, I think they're all great.
Cool.
And there's also a lot of other cool artists at the label that I
Those are just the ones you work with.
Those are just the ones that I get to work with. But there's a lot of great artists that aren't on my account, and they got a lot of cool stuff going on as well. But yeah, you should, if you're interested to see all the people that are on the label and that we work with, you can go check out the website because
It's averagejoesentertainment.com.
averagejoesent.com.
Okay.
But there's a lot of really cool
Yeah,
stuff
y'all have a
going
ton
on
of
over
artists.
there.
Y'all
Yeah.
have a ton of artists. It's cool. So
Lots
you
of
help make
releases.
sure everything's right with when they're about to release a song. You make sure everything that's getting submitted to Spotify and Apple Music and
So we don't necessarily do. We have our biz development guy. He does all of the back end inserting directly to Spotify, like all the DSPs.
Yeah.
He does all that, but then we carry out the processes that need to take place afterwards. As far as we do the title registration, title SoundScan registration, as well as the ISRC registration with SoundScan. We use the Spotify pitch tool in the back end of Spotify for every release. We deliver all the music videos, lyric videos, like any video content directly into the YouTube's back end. So, we can ensure that monetization is set properly for, whoever the rights holders are.
which is making money off of ads basically for your videos.
Yeah,
Right.
essentially, like worst case scenario for like making money on YouTube is your monetization is turned off, obviously.
Yeah.
So we just make sure all of that stays working properly, and like also we do a lot of cleanup too, make sure the front end of YouTube looks good for different artist pages.
The banner and their
banners,
profile
yeah, we
picture
take care
and all
of-
that stuff.
For every release, we take care of. Depending on like the way the deal is set up, obviously all label artists were a lot more hands-on, but affiliated labels, some can be more or less hands-on depending on how it's set up or like whatever the preference is. So, but we'll at least get all kinds of assets created for a release. Obviously, banners are an essential asset for every release that you're going to use.
You get together like certain pictures for Instagram and Facebook and stuff.
It can depend on the release. Something I've liked to do with every kind of asset package with these recent releases is doing like an animated artwork, which is it's a lot of fun to do.
The one you sent me the other day is pretty cool. It's pretty sweet. They're simple, but they're like
Simple.
They're super cool.
But you can do a lot with them, and when you have the different pieces of the artwork segmented out, it can be super easy to like transpose it to all kinds of different assets.
So basically, you're talking about the album artwork on the release.
Correct.
And then the one you sent me like had a skull, it had like a cowboy hat and like a bandana or something like that. So you move
Yeah, it's
pieces
for
of the
Brian
bandana
Harton's
and
next release, yeah.
yeah, so like the bandana moved down and you seen more of his face. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Which was
pretty
really
sweet.
cool because, like, the way that artwork starts was one of the mock-ups of that artwork, and then what it animates to is the final version of that artwork. So it was cool to be able to use like different versions of the artwork in one piece,
Right.
one asset or whatever. But that's something that I like to do a lot, is get into like the artwork PSDs and figure out ways I can make cool different assets from that and stuff for
creative way to make it more catchy for people that are.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff that people don't realize goes into releasing a song or anything. I mean, you know more about it than I do. I don't release any music.
Yeah, there's
Stryker.
there's definitely a lot of thought.
Do you like have to I guess get like kind of like brand decks or like press kits together so that like when you're releasing like these, when, you know, I mean, I'm sure you have like a publicity side that does stuff like that, but like when you're releasing a song, you know, you're gonna have all these different blogs and stuff writing about it or whatever. Do you have like some kind of like brand deck or press kit to where it's like everybody's using the same pictures and, you know, you make sure like everything's congruent across the board? How does that work?
We definitely use a one sheet
Yeah.
religiously, and we make sure that we have an updated one sheet.
Which is
A one sheet is just essentially, it's just this one pager. It can be a two pager depending on like the style or the purpose. But they need to, a one sheet is essentially just a quick overview of who the artist is, what the artist has going on, depending on like what your 4-pitch purpose is. And it's nice to tailor your one sheets to whatever you're pitching for.
Sure.
So, I mean, your one sheet for touring might look a little bit different than your one sheet for like brand partnerships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with every release we have a one sheet in rotation that needs to be using it, whether it be press or the person we have in house that talks with DSPs. Because I mean, we're constantly sending one sheets over to Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, you know, all of them, Amazon.
so you just keep them updated, like
Yeah, we keep them
not
updated.
necessarily with every release.
And you can put different stuff on there. Like you're essentially just building the narrative, like why you are important, why you should listen to this artist.
So why they should consider them for playlists and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can include like big playlist ads, or, you know, like if you're sending it directly to Spotify, you want it to be Spotify tailored, or if you're, you know, but you can put like your streams on there, short bio. Obviously with the one sheet, it should be a PDF that links out. So you can have like the thumbnail of different music videos on there that you can click out to. Essentially just a quick, super short, recent snapshot of what you have going on.
It's like a musician's
maybe
resume.
projecting
yeah,
out.
Kind of like an EPK, essentially.
Essentially, but we use those a lot.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of different moving pieces to it, because we're also the ones who, like, we create, once the music is inserted into the back end of the DSPs, we create the smart links that are used for all social media and whatever uses now, which is really cool. The company that we use, or the service that we use to make those links, they now offer QR codes that you can just get a quick PNG of, or SVG, and put in assets. I don't know, like, it's super fresh. They just made this update, so I don't know yet how we can use it to translate into, you know, more link clicks or something like that, but it'll at least be cool to play with.
So what does like an average work day look for you? Like, what are you doing, like start to finish?
Not shit.
Sit around talking to us on the phone.
Yeah, we don't really do anything, man. No, I'm just kidding. It depends on like if you're in release mode or not.
What about not?
Not release mode. I mean, you're still prepping.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
always
I
prepping
figured
for a
this-
release, because there's
You got so many artists. There's always got to be some kind of release.
there's
going
always
on.
something typically. Like I've gone, I went for a while up until like this week, and maybe this current week moving forward, like I've almost had a release every week, so it's usually constant prepping, to be quite honest. But like on Mondays we do well on different days, because now like the different streaming services update their analytics on different times naturally.
Of
You know,
course.
they can't just have a.
Why would they make it
There's
easy?
no
Why
agreed
would
upon
they-
anything. No.
Why would they make it easy?
No
or
agreed upon
congruent?
rate. You think there's going to be an agreed upon time?
Yeah.
So like throughout the week, like we'll hit on metrics just to keep track of. I mean, obviously you can always tap in and see what's going on
Yeah.
because they all have, for the most part, nice interfaces to look at analytics and stuff on. Some are better than others, but you know, we'll just keep on top of the metrics, or try to, depending on how busy it is or not, or how many releases you have in a week or not.
So what does the actual work process look like for you? Like, are you like with a group and like having meetings and talking about this stuff? Or are you mostly by yourself, just kind of hammering shit out on the computer? Or
I would say it's kind of like 80-20. 80-20, like you're...
You guys meet up and discuss plans.
I
And
mean,
then
it
go.
maybe could be 70-30. I don't know. I mean, we have weekly meetings, obviously.
which one's 70 and which one's 30?
I would say that you're, as far as the amount of work that's going into the prepping of the marketing of the campaign, 70% of it would be on us and our ideas, and 30% could be on, you know, the people who are like our director
Yeah.
or, you know, just different people that are in higher levels, A&R, or even biz dev or whatever. You know, they all can input their ideas, and we act on those a lot because, I mean, everybody comes to the table with good ideas.
So then you independently take those ideas back and do stuff for you do multiple things for your artist, or do you have people in the office that do specific stuff? You know, like you guys have meetings, discuss ideas, come up with a plan together, I imagine, for the most part, and then, or at least run it by each other, and then go
you each
execute.
go do your own thing.
Yeah, but do you do your own thing for your artist, or do you have like a couple people that you're like, hey, you do this for this artist, but also he does this for this artist?
I mean, I see what you're asking now. There's actually, like with Eddie Montgomery, it's kind of set up that way. Me and my coworker Simone, we kind of tag team the Eddie account, just
Okay.
because
A lot of stuff to handle.
you know, there's a lot of stuff to handle. There's a lot of press with him. So, you know, depending on our workload, because she's also with management too. So she has management side artists through Arcade Management that she, you know, does similar things, plus like touring stuff too
Gotcha.
on management. So we just kind of tag team that account just to make sure the bandwidth is always to Eddie's benefit.
Gotcha.
And it's worked really great. And I mean, I imagine moving forward, because it's always growing, there will be more opportunity to kind of collaborate with somebody on an account, which is fun because
Yeah.
it brings more. It definitely strengthens the idea pool.
Oh yeah,
And,
you bounce stuff off each other real quick, especially if you guys
Yeah.
are like close in the office.
and you can
stuff,
play
and-
off of each other's strengths and weaknesses as well.
But generally, you take your artists and you do the bulk of the work for
Yeah, most of it,
the
start to
artists that
finish.
you have,
Yeah.
and then everybody does stuff
Yeah.
for their own artists.
Yeah, that's-
for the most part, nobody's inside other than me, and then like my uppers. Nobody's in or should be in that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was wondering,
Release.
like whether or not there was like one person that does like all the YouTube shit for like all the artists, and
Right.
then, like you did all the music video stuff, but instead you just kind of
Yeah,
do it generalized.
start to finish, pretty much
Everything,
I mean,
okay.
minus like, obviously, we're not talking to the DSPs because we have people
Yeah,
in
yeah,
place
yeah,
at
yeah.
our company that does that.
You're getting together all the
And you
actual
know, those
marketing.
contacts are like not necessarily contacts that you're just throwing out to everybody in a
What about the
company.
fact that you do one of your biggest skills is graphics? So I know everybody in the office doesn't do graphics. So what about that? Like, do you do graphics for different people's artists, or do
I
you?
have. I don't typically try to
So you just don't have
cross
to
that bridge
deal with
because
the
I don't want to
graphics
step.
department.
I don't want to step on, like, I feel comfortable like coming up with cool ideas, just playing around with the artists that like I'm assigned to.
Are you responsible for all the graphics?
I'm not. No, I'm not necessarily responsible.
But if you can
no.
take care of something, you go
If
ahead and do
I
that.
I like to.
Yeah, that's your thing. Yeah.
It's like.
I just know that's
it's-
one of the main
it's-
things that
it's fun.
you've gotten substantially better at it since you've worked there too.
Yeah,
Substantially. Like usually you'll send me like, say the first couple years when you were doing graphics, you'd send me stuff. It was all good ideas. It was all decently executed, but every once in a while you'd have like a banger.
Yeah.
Of course, like me making music kind of. And then every one you've sent me for like the past years, I'm like, they're all fucking good. Like they're really,
I appreciate
really
it.
good. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got
I've
better
been
quick.
putting a lot of time into it.
Yeah, that's
So
your...
I'm glad. I was super scared because one of the big things that I've done in the last year that I was scared to do for so long was getting inside of After Effects, because I've been in Photoshop for like almost 8 years now, and that's crazy to think about.
That is wild to think
And
about.
I was super stubborn because I was so comfortable with the tools in there, and at first, like I'd been into After Effects a couple times, and it just seemed so gross.
It's daunting. It's a lot.
Yeah,
it is.
it is-
It's like
it is a
opening
lot.
Pro Tools for the first time. You're like, what is going on in here? Especially if you have a lot of the things viewable.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
they
yeah.
get a lot of the settings pulled up, all the plugin columns and stuff. But
But with After Effects, I mean, it is daunting. Don't get me wrong. I still have a lot to learn because I'm only a year in.
yeah,
But as I want to try more and more things out, you know, that's exactly how I learned Photoshop. You know, just gradually, and you know, sometimes some really cool stuff comes out. But the power of After Effects is insane, and I still don't think I'm
motion graphics is wild.
fully
You can do a
understand.
ton with that program.
Yeah.
All right, so I was thinking about this on the way back today, when I was driving back home, and selfishly, I want to ask this question just to kind of see where it takes us. So, say in a perfect world, my DJ videos start to go viral on TikTok,
No
right?
chance.
I know, but I'm just holding on to a thread.
I've seen the videos, that's
So they're subpar. But
Uncut
so
Gems.
say that happens, and I know that my genre isn't quite what you guys deal with. But say for some reason I get signed on with you guys, right? And I'm not necessarily releasing music. I have the ability to release music. I have the ability to do like a lot of remixes and mashups. That's the stuff I could do faster. But I could still produce music if that would be, I don't know, something that they would want to happen. But like what would you do with an artist like that? Like say like any artist that's popping off on social media and they don't really have songs out and stuff, like what do you take that artist and do? Because that's a common path for a lot of people
These
now.
days, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what you definitely try to do if they've, you know, gathered, you know, a quick following on TikTok or something, you try to keep in that moment and, you know, seize that moment, and you capitalize on what did work, and you figure out, you know, new ways to implement, you know, what did work in different ways.
And you have to TikTok. I've learned from you that you have to. The more consistent you post, like every day. It's not like Instagram, like every couple days. It's like every day.
Yeah, you definitely
At least once a day.
You definitely have to be consistent. I've posted, you know, just on my personal account, a couple TikToks. Obviously, I'm super inconsistent. There's like 3 TikToks ever that's been posted to my account, but like they did a little bit more than they should have, but like for the most part, you have to. For the most part, you just have to be consistent. And it's good practice too.
Yeah.
Because in a world like it is today, if you have a short attention span, like it's harder to, you know, keep people interested. So you just have to constantly be there. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's some people that are posting like. Yeah, TikTok, like all day on TikTok, you know.
Those people do well though, because
they
they
do
have,
well,
even
yeah.
though they could be a huge account and still have a bunch of videos that have like 5,000 views.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they got one that's 250, and it's like,
I mean, and that's always super interesting going to different big TikTok accounts page, or bigger, or people who are kind of more in the middle of the road. Like everybody's kind of got the same thing going on. Like you'll have, you know, a handful or so or more, double handful, whatever, that are got an armful that have a decent amount of views, and then a lot of them are kind of ducked off, and it's just super weird that just how the algorithm works like
Yeah, it
that.
doesn't even make
Yeah,
sense.
it's very hit or miss.
I follow this artist Max Frost, which I've showed you some of his videos.
Yeah.
He's the guy that does. He like make one of his big things on TikTok is people be like, they'll just comment and be like, Red Hot Chili Peppers covers WAP, or something like that, and then so he'll like make that. He's like a producer and like artist.
It's spot
and
on.
he's so good at it.
It's spot
They're
on.
incredible videos. But like, he's like he's a pretty big artist himself, like he's got really cool songs and stuff. But like, I follow him on TikTok, and literally, it's exactly like that. He probably has a couple 100,000 followers, and he'll like post a video, and it'll get like 1 million likes, and then he'll post another video the next day, and like I'll find it like a week after it came out, and it'll have like 200 likes, and I'm just like,
That's
this one just
insane.
flopped, and you have hundreds of thousands of followers. Like, and I don't. The algorithm's kind of crazy. Like,
No, because nobody looks at the following page. They all look at the For You page.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone
For
looks at that
sure.
page.
For sure. And
So-
every now and then you'll have, the people you are following come up in your For You
Yeah.
page. And I feel like they have been trying to trickle that in a little
I
bit
feel
more.
like
but
I see it so
I see it
late
more.
though. Like,
Super
I don't pay
late,
attention
yeah.
to when
because
it's
I follow
posted.
JP Burr, one of our friends from college, and he literally like he released a song like one Friday, and literally like I follow him on TikTok, and I didn't see him even talking about the release till like 2 weeks later. One came up, and it was just like a video of him being like, "Hey, like I got this song coming out this Friday."
And it
I
said,
was like-
please don't scroll away.
Yeah,
Was that the one?
yeah,
Did
something
you
like
see it
that.
like this week?
No.
Oh,
This
okay.
was a while back. This was
I
for
just
his
saw it.
last song.
See,
But yeah.
delayed.
Yeah, he literally just saw
I
it.
just saw that
Yeah,
I
video.
literally.
It is delayed.
But it's like I followed this person.
Yeah, it's
this
weird.
should be something that comes up on my feed the day that he posts it.
I think they're just trying to put so much other stuff into your
I guess, but
into your
you
feed.
should at least have
They should
that,
put more
you know?
of the following ones
'Cause,
on your
like,
For You page.
I
for
saw
sure.
that he's releasing a song this Friday, 3 weeks after he had released that song. Like, I'm like,
I was
Would've been
waiting for
nice to
Friday.
know.
yeah, exactly. Now it's Friday and there's no new song because it
Yeah.
came out a week ago.
That is.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it does kind of make you think that you gotta be creative and try to future-proof your
I got a
Yeah.
buddy.
TikTok.
But like, what would you do with that?
I
What
don't
would
know.
you do with an artist like that? Obviously, you want him to record some
Oh,
music,
It might.
Definitely. So
get some original stuff out there.
The label has to, for it to make sense for a label to sign anybody, you have to be able to make revenue.
Yeah.
And if you're going to stay
But
on
do
the
people
label, you
make
have to be
so
able to
much
make-
money off of like TikTok and stuff that they?
I mean,
It's such a short-term thing. I imagine they wouldn't.
It might
I would
consider
say
that.
I would say most of the money from TikTok comes from like brand deals and stuff like
Right.
that.
yeah.
I mean, there is some payout from TikTok, but it's kind of a little bit more complex than it should be.
Do those donation things?
Well, now that's a very good
You know,
point.
the like
lives,
roses and
people
stuff?
actually make,
That is a good point because
What do they make,
they can make quite a bit of money.
yeah.
On the lives.
Yeah, like thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
I need to get on the lives,
I've done
bro.
like 5 lives the whole time I've been on TikTok,
You made $2.
and I made like around $2. And I've literally,
Just playing music?
yeah, just playing. But like $2 is a lot considering that
It's
my
money.
average viewers is like 15 viewers. Like imagine these,
Wow. So
imagine
people
these-
just tap that thing and it just builds up in your account?
Yeah,
Well, people
but
are
imagine-
also sending gifts. Too.
Yeah. Well, that's what they are. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
gives
what I'm
you the
talking
money.
about.
But I mean, I literally usually have like 15 to 30 people watching me, and imagine these counts that have thousands of people watching, and everybody's throwing out
Hey,
these gifts. Like you're
I
making
see
real
it.
money. Yeah.
Excuse me. Some people are just
It's
flooded.
giving it to
yeah.
them, dude.
I was watching this miniature. They were, I guess, having a tournament. They had like this whole setup, but it was miniature rock crawling
Oh, okay.
with these little like electric trucks.
Okay.
It was amazing. I
All
watched
right.
it for a while,
I didn't know where this is going. Go
and
ahead.
people were sending all kinds of money.
It's crazy, dude. I watched that.
It's
They were
cool.
they were playing
Miniature rock
Beyblades.
crawlers.
They were
You
really-
I
remember-
saw that
you remember
guy.
Beyblades? They were
I
doing
saw that guy.
Beyblades on live.
Is
and
that
people?
the-
Yeah,
you ever get
like,
your
send
fingers
it
hit
in-
with one of them sons of
And
bitches?
but people were like betting in the comments.
Crack a
like,
knuckle.
Oh.
they had people like betting in the comments. They're like, "Oh, who's gonna win, blue or red?" And it's literally just like you're
Oh,
watching a
that's
horse race,
funny.
dude. Like it was crazy,
People throwing money on their iPad watching TikToks. Like,
dude. How about while we're on it? How about the motherfuckers that are on TikTok live and they're just like, "Oh, I'm singing everybody's username," and shit like that,
haven't
or they're
seen
just
that.
like, or they'll be like people just hop on
I'm
there and be like
singing everyone's
literally,
username.
Literally, that's literally what they're doing. And
That's
people
their
are
whole
giving-
account?
and they'll have like 20,000 people watching their live, and just like, or they'll be like, comment and I'll like rate your profile picture or whatever, or people just want them to say their names, they'll just comment and be like, "Hey, can you say Natalie?" And they're just like, "Natalie, thanks for
How do
being in here."
people get-
And they're just like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." I'm like,
What's on their page? Like,
"Nothing,
what do they
dude.
post?
Just them saying that they're gonna go live later."
Nothing, dude.
Dude, it makes me so mad because it'll literally just be like some guy, and the caption will literally say like, "Going live, gonna sing everybody's username," and then he'll literally just be on there, just no instruments or anything, just singing.
Why don't
people's
you do
username.
that?
Because I'm not stupid.
Hey, I killed 30 minutes watching somebody play Wordle on TikTok Live.
See, you got
People
people
love
like
that
this,
game. I ain't
dude.
played it.
Get
I ain't
this
gonna
guy-
lie, man. I had a good time.
This guy over here.
Had a
Had
good time.
Get that smooth brain.
had a
Hey, we
whole
went
good
up and
time.
down the ladder. We did good.
I will say I've thought about writing songs live because I've seen some people on there and they
That's
have,
a great idea. I would watch that.
yeah, they have a lot of people
Yeah.
that are on there. And
But
I can
you
write a
should-
song fast too, so it
You
wouldn't
should
take,
do it where you let
Well, try
them
to write a
write.
good one.
You let
and
them
don't
write
give
it in
them
the
any
comments.
credits.
Yeah.
And then, dude, or I get all their information and they all get credit.
Technically,
And then
TikTok would own it.
People go to the credit on like Spotify, and then it's like a list of like 700 names. That'd be
And
cool.
TikTok's at the bottom.
It's like song was
Hey,
written by. Is it?
I wonder if there's something in their contracts
Co-writers,
with
yeah.
the live stuff. Like if you do that,
I'm
if they,
sure not.
No.
No?
I wouldn't think
No.
so.
But like, I
don't know, it just
Dude,
seems
do you know how much
definitely-
money they keep from your gifts, from your tips?
like, isn't it like
It's-
67%?
Yeah, it's like over 50. I was like, from your tips.
Wow.
I was like, you just facilitated this.
I don't know. I could be wrong on the number.
It's at least 50. I think it was 50 when I first started. I don't know if it's went up, but it's literally 50. TikTok keeps 50% of the tips you make performing live. I was like,
You better put in the overtime then.
it's crazy. I was like, you
Bless.
shouldn't get 50. That's
That's a lot.
atrocious.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
All right. So what have you guys been listening to?
I've been listening to.
I showed you guys that Ed Sheeran and
Oh yeah. Yeah, talk about that.
What have I?
Ed Sheeran
Bring
and
Me the Horizon.
"Bring Me the Horizon" song. It's the Ed Sheeran song
Bad
"Bad
Habits."
Habits." Yeah, but they redid it together, and it's
They pretty much
sick.
play all the music, and then the vocalist has a little part at the end.
Yeah,
But it's pretty much Bring Me the Horizon playing the song, and then Ed Sheeran just like singing over top of it.
kill.
And it's sick. It's way better. I don't like the original song very much. I think the production's pretty like cheesy pop production, but it's sick.
You
With them-
generally like cheesy pop
I
production.
don't. Not like this. Not like this.
You know, tell me that. All right.
That one I sent you
I guess
yesterday. Is that
we'll
what you're
say-
talking about?
Not even. No, I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm just thinking of half the shit you usually are like, hey, listen to this.
No, Moose just doesn't know because he doesn't listen to pop music, and so he'll be like, "Oh, well, this is like." I remember the other day where you're like talking and you said, "Oh, well, you just don't like things with like good lyrics," and I was like, "What, dude?" I was like, literally, because I was telling him my favorite artists are like JP
What?
Sax and Avenue Beat, and he's like, "Oh, so you just like
You like
know
some
cool
Avenue
production,
Beat?
not yeah," because you showed them to
I
me.
love some Avenue Beat, man.
I do too.
and they have great lyrics.
I was probably just
They
trying to
do.
hate.
It's literally lyric driven. Like
It-
Yeah, I was
is.
probably just trying to hate.
I listen to lyric driven music, and so
Yeah, you named those two artists, but think about the other ones that you send me.
yeah, but
That or that we
What?
listen to when we're making shit. When
like
we're
the
about
band
to
Camino,
make.
also very lyric driven, and their production happens to be dope. Nightly.
I guess I'm thinking of Walk the Moon and shit. Don't you?
I don't
isn't
really
that-
listen to Walk the Moon that much. I like them. They've got some cool songs,
Okay. I don't know.
but their production
Some of that
pretty
shit's
cool.
cheesy.
But their stuff is more like EDM pop. Well,
Yeah.
it's like regular pop with EDM elements in it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those little sound effects and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
They do a lot of like the distorted like
But those lyrics.
Trying to
vocal
think.
backgrounds and stuff.
Those lyrics, man.
I'll tell you what else I've been
For
listening
Avenue
to.
Beat,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I
They're
cannot.
good.
I can't talk enough about that debut farewell album. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's
Yeah.
so good, dude. So clever. I followed Savannah Santos on Instagram. She's dope. She wrote one of the songs on JP Sax's new album,
Really?
"Soft Landing."
Very cool.
Yeah, I saw she posted that on
That's
her
dope. Does he have a deal? Pub deal or
JP
something?
Sax.
No. I thought I was
Wesley
thinking
Davis
JP.
does.
I was thinking JP Burr. You said
Oh,
JP,
no,
and
yeah.
that's the
JP.
JP I always
Hey,
think
JP's
of.
out.
JP
He's
Sax.
out playing now.
JP
Quite a
Who?
bit. JP
Sax or Burr?
Burr.
Yeah, I was like, now I'm confused.
So I need to listen to the debut farewell album still. Well, we've talked about it so many times, and I
Yes,
still
dude.
haven't
He
listened to it.
showed us a couple of songs.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
listened to. Yeah, but I need to like independently. I like
I think
listening to
everyone-
albums front to back.
That's the
I
only-
love
that's the only
listening
way
to
I
albums.
listen to
front. So like, if I
Yeah,
don't
same.
have the time to do it, I'd put it off for a long time.
It's not even that long. It's not a long album. I listened to it.
minutes, maybe.
I literally listened to the whole thing. I showed Red the
20
entire
28
album
minutes.
on the way from our house to work.
Oh, I've had time. I just forgot.
Yeah.
I also been listening to Godsmack again this
Hey, you
week,
could-
and I really like Godsmack. I listened to that as a kid, and it's great. You
Uh,
don't like Godsmack?
Nah, man.
You don't like any hard rock?
I could be
Not
okay
really.
without it.
Pussy.
I like some. I like Avenged Sevenfold and like Five Finger Death Punch. The
I feel
typical.
like,
I
yeah.
went to a Five Finger Death Punch concert a couple years
No,
ago.
you didn't. Did
Swear
you
to
really?
God, and that
God,
was the
dude.
most interesting thing I ever.
That's not
witnessed.
your crowd, bruh.
They had fireworks that went off like at a really random time, and it felt like
It's good.
If-
just clipping.
it felt like well, I thought a bomb had
course.
gone off, and like it was super crazy. I mean, people pretty much punching each other and just
Oh, they fucking live for
my
that shit.
gosh. And then I saw some headbangers. I can't remember who opened for them, but they came were like all in space outfits, and then they were headbanging,
Trying to
and
think who
they're
that would be.
literally touching the ground with their forehead.
Dude, I remember.
Flexible motherfuckers.
When I
aren't
was
they?
in like 8th grade, we went to my youth group at church. We went to we were going to see Toby Mac play at like Thompson Bowling Arena or like the Knoxville Coliseum, something like that. And we get there, it's a regular time, we expect, we're at a youth group going to see Toby Mac, and the opener was Family Force 5. I don't know if you've
I
ever
don't know
heard
who
of them.
either one of those artists are.
Well, Toby Mac's very much just like a pop Christian artist.
Okay.
They
Christian artist.
Yeah.
And who opened for him?
Family Force 5 is what they're called.
Who's that?
And they're a Christian like heavy metal group. And it made no sense for them to be on the same bill together.
Christian.
But I had never heard of them before. And so I'm expecting somebody like Toby Mac, to come out, like very much just singing pop song beats. He has like, Toby Mac has like a guy with like a fucking talk box, and like, it's like cool. It was like fun, upbeat music. And then they come out and just, immediately start like cramming on some distorted guitars. And I was like, what the fuck? What is going on here? And the singer comes out and he's got a Hulk hand on and the microphone's in the Hulk hand. And he's like this little short guy, and he just is, metal screaming, and he's on the ground rolling around. I'm like, my youth director's like 50. I look over at him, and he's just like wide-eyed, just like, what? Did we go to
didn't know what to
the
say
wrong
either.
concert, dude? And it was terrifying.
I bet.
And then Toby Mac came out, and it was great.
That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot.
That
was
is
a
a
lot.
lot.
I was out there expecting some guy with a talk box,
God bless.
and I did not
That
get
man's-
that. I
So
got
what
guys
have you been
screaming.
listening to? Toby Mac?
No,
What have you been listening to?
You ain't been
listen
listening
to
to Toby
I
Mac?
have not.
You ain't
What
been
about
listening to
Toby
nothing
Keith?
new.
I did. I listened to a couple Toby Keith songs the other day. So
You look like you
I'll
listened
listen to
a
one
couple
today.
Toby
Cop
Keith
car ain't
songs.
as good. His cop car ain't as good as Sam Hunt's.
he ain't as good as that's Keith Urban.
God dang it.
Uh,
Well, it
He's
ain't. I stand by what I
Australian.
say.
Toby
He's
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban is Australian, and Toby Keith is the most American.
The most American.
He's
I
Captain
forget
America
that
as
that
far
dude
as I'm
is
concerned.
Australian.
Hi, I'm Keith Urban. That's literally how he sounds.
I don't listen to him talk.
Yeah, something like
Listen to him sing, and he doesn't sound Australian
when
when
he
he
doesn't. That
speak-
didn't either.
when-
So what a coincidence.
bad accents.
But no,
Real bad.
Toby Keith. So I'll tell you guys this. I haven't really told
You
anybody,
recorded yourself.
You haven't told anybody this yet?
and I don't even know if it'll actually come true. But I'm really thinking about trying to make an adaptation to "Should Have Been a Cowboy" as like a pop or pop rock song, like very '80s influenced, and just like
Is that
What are you
the-
gonna
cover
sing
of it.
about though?
No, the
Should've
exact
been
same lyrics,
I
just
feel
like a
you should
cover of it.
rewrite them. That'd be funny.
Just I just
that
want to
one?
do like a cover. Yeah, should have learned to rope and ride. Yeah,
Okay.
I
I'm
want to
digging-
make a
I
pop.
don't- I
I want to
don't
make a pop
dislike it.
version of it, and like mostly just to play live. But like if it's cool, like I'll.
I'd like to
because I
hear
love
it.
that song.
I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, like I want to do it very like Laney kind of style.
Have you noticed how popular it is to redo someone's song and release it on Spotify now?
I hate that.
You do?
I hate when artists release covers. Well, not
It's
famous.
not a cover,
famous.
I
Yeah,
don't
it is a
consider
cover.
it-
Like a
I
rendition.
guess. Yeah, but it's
It
a
is a
whole
cover.
rework. It's like if you
Oh,
make
well,
it
so- yeah,
the same
sometimes
shit
it
you're
can be
talking about
fun.
doing.
Yeah. But
I feel like
You
there's
just
really
said.
cool
Well,
instances of it.
I was just thinking. I hate most of the time.
I mean,
You just said.
But let me elaborate. So the reason I would do that
what about
is
Whitney?
because
Whitney Houston.
that's fine. When they're famous, it's fine. When they're at my level, like I hate if just like
How did they afford the licensing?
they probably don't.
To
They probably
cover
don't even know. They don't
to
do
release
it until
the cover. I asked Jake Lane about that, and as long as I asked the right question, from what he told me, Spotify pays for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
it's
what
not-
about if
you
it's being
can-
streamed on Apple Music?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I know there's
I
websites
guess
you can go on just to get.
I've just stopped right there. I guess with thinking
You're like,
about that.
problem solved.
I know there's websites you can go on to get to just get the compulsory license.
Yeah.
And you can just do it.
Because
I
there's
think
a
they
lot of
pay a little
a
fee.
lot of EDM remixes
Yeah,
of stuff now,
but,
and I think they're great.
What I was saying is, I think it's cool when somebody releases a song and completely redoes it, like you're talking about. Like that's
Yeah,
why I would do
okay.
"Should Have Been a Cowboy" because it's such a traditional like country kind of song that I would turn it into
That
a
you
pop
would-
song.
and maybe release.
Were you
it.
talking
That's
about
fine, but
covering it
I
like-
hate when somebody just releases a cover of a song,
Yeah,
And it basically sounds like the original version.
and it is the original. You know, they just
that. Okay, I agree 100%.
Like-
Take it back.
and it's fine, and still that's fine. It's kind of cool when like a famous person does it.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
it's like shows respect to that song. Like
Yeah.
they really like it. It's cool to hear them do it. But like if an artist at like my level or whatever is just like, hey, this Friday I'm dropping a cover of, you know, some like Yellow by Coldplay. It's just like, hey, nobody wanted that. Nobody
Yeah.
asked you to do that.
Nor
I
would
can
they
see
ever.
that
Make
on
your
your
own
Instagram.
shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
or
hate
make
it.
your own version.
And I
at
know
the very
people are going to
least.
hear this and they've done that. Fuck you guys. I hate it. Like, I don't care. And I hate when you do that. But like Red's band, y'all do a cover when y'all play. They do a cover of "Ocean Eyes" by Billie Eilish.
I love
and
that
it's
shit.
cool as fuck
I
because
love
it's
that
so
song.
different.
I was let down
They're
when I
playing
heard the
electric
original
guitars and
version
shit.
because I heard our version first. I never heard
It's
the
so
song, and
dope.
he just sent me
like
the
y'all
track.
should release that. I would love if y'all recorded and released that
That
because it's
would
so
be cool.
different. But
And it
have
slaps.
you heard them play that?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it's awesome.
It's really cool.
Red like made like a backbeat and everything. And
Yeah,
then they
that's all red. That
Yeah.
has nothing to do with me.
made like a backbeat and then like they played their guitars and drums and stuff over it, and it's sick.
So what you been listening to? Aside from stuff you're releasing.
Um,
Do you get time to do that? To and from work, I imagine, but other than that.
I mean, I really don't either. Listen to.
Do you listen to music while you drive, or are you a
Mm-mm.
psychopath?
I don't really listen to much music when I drive. No.
Do you listen to radio, talk radio, podcasts, or something?
Sometimes it's just silent.
Just tire noise, just the tires on the
Yeah.
fucking road.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
You and my dad.
Don't let
dude.
the sound of your own
I've
Psycho-
wheels
driven,
drive
I've
you
driven
crazy.
hours in silence.
Yeah, my dad drives here from Indiana with no music.
You ever had to go on like a long drive, like really hungover,
I mean, I'll hop on
and
a
you
phone
just
call.
don't turn on anything?
Yeah, I've done
And
that.
you just stare at the road. I like doing that. If I'm going on a long drive, I'll call somebody and talk to them for like pretty much anytime I call somebody, we end up talking for like at least an hour these days.
Mhm.
I don't know. Me and Moose will talk for like an hour and some change.
We've
me
had
and
a long call.
me and you have had a long call. Me and Zach, my guitar player, me and him.
I can't get
always
this son
on
of a
the
bitch
phone.
off the phone. No,
I
I'm just
know it.
kidding.
Motherfucker.
I'm just kidding.
Some
We
days.
call it-
Some days. It
No,
depends.
I'm the same way though.
Yeah, it depends. Some
That's
days
why
we'll
we
both
talk
go
so
off on.
much.
That's exactly what me and you do.
Well, it's
though.
funny because Moose is always like in the first 15 minutes, he's trying to hang up.
Oh, I'm trying
But
to get off
once-
the phone so
But
hard.
once
bro.
I get him past that threshold,
Then
he's stuck.
Yeah.
Like, he'll literally be like, "All right, well, I'm about to
You'll
take a
keep
shit or
talking,
something." I'm like,
you'll-
"Okay, cool." So anyway,
I'll just drop them.
and then he just stays on the phone. Next thing you know, I'll be like, "All right, we've been talking for an hour and 25 minutes, dude. I'm gonna hop off here." You're like, "All right, I gotta take a nap now. I only have 20 minutes to do it," and I'm like, "Sorry about it."
They've been my thing recently. Quick
know.
naps. I took one right before y'all came over.
I bet you did.
Yeah, he
Boy, I'm
texts me
getting
like
hungry.
he texts me like let me know when you're on your way. I think you were thinking about trying to get in a nap right
that
then.
well, that was when I woke up from my first 10 minutes.
Yeah, same.
I
Was
text
that
you
when
guys
you
at the
texted
same
me? Were
time.
you-
I
oh,
text
yeah.
you guys the same thing at the same time.
I knew that's what he was doing. Last time when we came over here to record last week,
I was
he said, "I'm gonna
sleeping
take
when
a
you
quick
showed up.
nap," and he was asleep when I got here, and Aubrey had to go wake him up.
I was already awake. I was just in bed still.
His eyes told a different story when he got down.
Oh yeah, I had to eat a bowl of cereal and everything.
He was straight up like feeling around for the walls.
Man's had to eat.
Dude, speaking of eyes, so my mom had to go to the hospital, right? Because she mistook Germ-X for contact solution.
Oh my god.
She woke up apparently like in the middle of the night and like went to the bathroom and was like, "Man, my eyes are like kind of dry or burning or something." She said it was dark, you know. She just like felt around, like grabbed Germ-X and thought it was her contact solution. Just like put some in her eye, straight up squirted in it, and it burned her cornea.
What do you do about a burned cornea?
You posted on Facebook, apparently. That's what she did about it. That's what you do.
She went to the hospital though.
She did.
You idiot. You're so stupid.
That's what she did, man. That's what she's good
God,
at.
that would hurt so bad. my
You
dude.
posted on Facebook.
Yeah.
That would hurt so bad.
Some do.
All right,
What up?
so plans for the future. I'm gonna keep releasing DJ music. I'll tell you that, or DJ mixes until I get extra good at them, because I'm getting better at them quick. And then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna keep feeding you ideas just
I'm
because,
down
not
for
because you
that.
have to do it, just because like I've always been like, oh, I wonder what these would sound like.
Yes, I like that.
That one I
like
sent you
when
the other
people-
day. That guy did. It wasn't
yeah.
really a mashup because he like made it, but he was like, what if the Bee Gees covered what was it? Wonderwall? Is that what it was?
It was Wonderwall.
And so he like sang like Barry Gibb, like, and like produced it, made it kind of funky, and sang
love
the
the Bee
Wonderwall
Gees.
lyrics, and it was so good.
It was on
super
point.
cool. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's a really interesting documentary on HBO Max, I'm pretty sure. It's about the Bee Gees. Top notch.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
Nice.
cool.
I need to look into their documentaries. They have some good ones, I think, that I've missed.
The Bee Gees are cool, man.
No.
They're just
They're
swag,
really
dude.
cool.
They are
They're
swag.
nothing. Yeah.
I was just talking about HBO.
Oh, well, we're talking about the Bee Gees, and we both love the Bee Gees.
They're sick.
Honestly, your haircut is kind of influenced by.
I was hoping it would get long enough so I could be Barry Gibb for Halloween last year, but it didn't get long enough in time, so I was Walker, Texas Ranger.
You got that drip, baby. It's getting
He
long.
about flew off the couch.
Raised up
Like
a little
Dumbo,
bit. Got a
baby, and
little
started
lighter.
flapping my wings. Yeah, plans for the future, dude. I think I'll just probably gonna be famous. It's a one-step plan.
In next couple few weeks, really.
That's a
what
one-step
I'm talking
plan.
about.
Just be famous is my next step, I think.
We'll probably do next episode with just us, I would guess.
Hope not. But
I know y'all definitely.
You got
don't
a
want me
bad
to-
attitude.
that's gonna slip out of your little greasy hands.
They ain't
Yeah.
greasy.
Shit, look at that hair.
The hair's greasy. I'll
Are you
tell
still on that puppy chucker diet?
Yeah.
Or are you pretty much
the big
switched
one?
over to the
No, yeah, I
disposals?
don't hit the big one no more. These are just so convenient.
So
The big one, it drives me nuts for two reasons.
it's obnoxious.
It can leak, and it's not consistent.
And three,
These are
it's
the same.
obnoxious.
I fucking shut up.
The last actual thing we need to talk about, we talked about it last time you were here on the episode that we did not get to release. So, and I felt like it was really helpful for people, but go back over the list of what you think, or what you think somebody needs to do if they want to be in your position. I remember last time you talked about getting like YouTube certified and stuff like that, and I'd
Yeah.
never heard of any of that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
Good point.
The more certified you are, it just shows. And like certifications can be super easy to get. A lot of them are free. Some of them you have to pay for. I mean, you can literally get certified in Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything.
You just basically just Google like how to get certified in.
Yeah, and that's a great starting point.
And a certification is just kind of
It just
proof that you
yeah, it's
are knowledgeable on the subject.
correct, and it just shows that you put the time in to take this certification course, whether it be 4 to like 12 hours long or however
Mhm.
long.
You can do like Photoshop. I imagine you can do,
you can do
After
yeah.
Effects.
I'm sure there's
So- a
YouTube.
bunch of software stuff.
all kinds of software stuff you can get certified in.
Now, do you need those certificates? Like, is that something that the company would require
So,
you
yes.
get later?
Yes.
So if you come in with them, it'll just look good and help
Yeah,
you stand out from
for
other
sure.
applicants.
For
probably.
sure. Yeah, and obviously, it just shows you that you take the extra effort and go the extra mile as far as you're just seeking stuff out. You know, you're not just complacent or whatever. You're doing more than what is required.
You're actively trying to learn
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get the job, or what. You're not just sitting around.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what they told us.
Mhm.
And, like, that's the only reason I would ever know to,
Yeah.
like, oh, man, maybe I need to...
I didn't even know
and
those
call
were
me-
things.
I didn't
like,
either.
Till you told us
Definitely
it.
college should be like, hey, y'all need to start...
Yeah.
I mean, I know some courses, like, you complete the course and you receive this certification.
Yeah.
But, like, they should be a lot more open about, like, hey, you guys can do this thing that will help you land a career
Yeah.
or a job or whatever. And they just don't really.
Yeah. I didn't know it
they don't-
existed
they don't
until
really
you
get
were
that
on here and told us
advice.
about it.
Yeah.
I remember last time you were like, yeah, just get, like YouTube certification and stuff. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
what's
Yeah.
that?
And I
Yeah.
mean, knowing that for anybody who's in the music industry is super beneficial because
And obviously
at some
staying
point or another you're
knowledgeable,
using YouTube.
knowledgeable in the field, and like what
Yeah. Yeah.
knowing more about the company that you want to work
Yeah.
for obviously always
And
helps.
like with-
but you definitely want to be. It's hard to work in the industry if you're not actually paying attention to what's going on and how it
Yeah.
works. You can't just like, oh, that's cool to work in the music industry and expect it. Like, you have to be into it.
Yeah.
You know, it does take some work that's not your 8 hours a day.
Yeah. And another big thing that kind of or a very helpful thing that will play into, landing a gig like this is networking and just building relationships with different people, going to events and awkwardly introducing yourself enough times to where it's just like, oh, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
I've seen you here. I've seen you a couple
Dude,
places.
Yeah. And once you start building that recognition, like, it feels less awkward every time,
Yeah. Dude, I hate how often people just use networking as like an answer to a question, but how true it really is, though.
That's exactly how I've gotten every job.
Like, it seems so stupid when you're just like, what should I do? And somebody's just like, oh, network. You're like, fuck you.
You need
I know.
to network more.
It can be hard when
but it's,
you're not
that's
naturally
pretty much,
thrown into those situations.
Exactly.
Well,
But,
you don't know where to look, especially if you don't do it. Like,
Yeah.
if you've never done it, like,
Yeah.
you don't know where to start. Like,
Well, that's
how do I
like I've gotten just like almost every opportunity I've ever gotten. Literally the other day, slid in this girl's DMs, right? Just
Yeah.
as you do, as a man does, and like she has the cutest dog ever, and so like asked
Shut
her.
up.
I swear to God, I'll show you a picture of it afterwards. It's a crazy looking dog. It looks like a.
I bet she's hot. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, she's cute. That's why I slid in her DMs. But slid in her DMs and was just like, talking about her dog or whatever. And then like we had some mutual friends. I've never met this girl, but we have mutual friends and we follow each other on Instagram. And then literally she was just like, so like, what are you doing these days? We went to school together, but I didn't know her there. And I was just like telling her, I was like, I'm just writing a whole bunch, writing like 3 or 4 days a week right now. And then just out of nowhere, she's like, she said, well, I just started working with this like new artist that's like about to start, like, we're starting to like book her rights and stuff. And she's like, I'll set y'all up a right. And I was like, oh, cool. I was just trying to slide in your DMs, and now like now we're doing business, so now I can't
now I can't do that.
Yeah,
But also thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I try not
networking.
to,
I feel like the word
with people I'm working with. So
the word network or like networking gets kind of weird because most people just think of going to a mixer.
It makes it seem
it's
like
relationship
you have to,
building.
Yeah, it makes it seem like you have to go out and like to a big gathering and like talk
Every
to everybody, which you do need to do sometimes. But like, I mean, I've done. I've networked with a lot of people where it's just like going over to like a friend's house and their other friends are there that you don't know, and it turns out they're an artist or something. Yeah, and you'll talk
because once you have friends in the industry, pretty much everybody you start to hang out with has friends.
Yeah,
in the
and once
industry.
you kind of start breaking into that, I mean, you go to this place where you know somebody, and that somebody knows all these other somebodies, and when everybody's got
and then somebody
drinks in their hands, like everybody wants everybody to know everybody, so everybody's introducing everybody to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And a lot of it happens like what you're saying, like you get those people that you're just like, I've never talked to you, man, but I've seen you like 3 or 4 of these events or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
It's
so y'all
less
just hit it off
awkward to
because you've
introduce
seen
yourself.
each other around, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like they're friends with somebody that you know or something.
And being able to, like, I mean, something else I would recommend anyone to do is read the book The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, because it just helps you recognize and build on social cues. I mean, it's super in-depth about just human nature, and I mean, you can use that to your benefit. Or
motherfucker trying to sound smart now. All of a sudden, at the end of the podcast,
grew a brain wrinkle right here at the end.
I would read that book because it, helps you. I don't know. You can be
helps you with your social skills and
Yeah, it
know
does.
how to know shit about
Know
yourself
how to-
and about
yeah.
other people, because you can learn about yourself from that book for sure.
Yeah,
I've heard you talk about it before.
For sure. And you can learn about the people in your family and how you grew up. It just touches kind of all facets.
Dude, nothing
probably
makes me
do need to
more
read that.
mad than learning something about myself. That something else taught me. Like,
Really?
like
I
something that
love
was like
that.
you kind of knew. Well, it's usually bad shit, because I know all the good stuff about me.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
so
Well,
like you take one of those Enneagram tests or something like that, or like one, something like that,
Yeah.
and then you're like reading the explanation, and you're like, I do that, don't I? You're just like, this motherfucker.
Fuck you
Yeah.
guys.
Like, you've been watching me, dude. Get out of my head. I hate that.
Give me a number reading.
Yeah. I hate that.
I've thought about doing that thing so many times. I ain't done it. The
Enneagram test?
What number are you?
I'm a type 3, wing
3.
2, I think.
Interesting.
Lame.
I'm a 9.
I don't know any of the other numbers. I only know what I am. I mean, I know there are numbers, but I don't know what the other ones mean.
I mean, I'll be honest about the Enneagram. I never thought this was going to come up on this podcast.
Here we are.
Here we are.
It's your fault.
The Enneagram is pretty pretty cool and very beneficial.
Some companies will make you take one now to join their like when you first start,
Yeah.
so they can understand like.
Well, it's
you work and
really
stuff.
beneficial when like it's very telling of like how other people can go lean under stress or under
Yeah.
growth,
Yeah.
and like it's really beneficial to help you communicate with each other.
Yeah, from what
instead of just seizing up and getting mad.
Yeah,
or,
from what I understand, like a lot of like
me and LB, we're like we definitely take that into context.
Yeah, a lot of bosses will like, if you know what everybody's number means and you know what somebody is, it's like you know how to like give them constructive criticism and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you kind of understand like how their thought process is, so you're not gonna like come across as like rude or like
You
judging
work with
or
people
something
better.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
But
And you know things that you may want to avoid.
yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, when I read my results, I was just like, I didn't even know that about me. Now that you mention it, you're right though. Like and I hated it. But
I like that kind of stuff. I think it's pretty cool. As long as it's like accurate. Like we ain't reading horoscopes.
It's pretty accurate.
We ain't reading horoscopes.
But yeah.
Mm-mm.
But other than that, what do you have like coming up?
We have Brian Martin's single coming up and an album coming later this year, which will be really cool. They're skipping the EP cycle with him and just going straight to an album.
Nice.
And then, I mean, Colt Ford's releasing a lot of stuff this year. Eddie Montgomery's coming with another deluxe of his debut album. I mean, there's a lot of music going to be released this year.
Yeah.
Cypress Spring is coming out with their, or with his Christian album. It's kind of a debut album of this transition from the country rap to Christian rap, which is going to be really cool as well. A lot of stuff. Yeah, Brandon Hart's got stuff coming. Haystack just dropped some stuff. Yeah, go to the website to averagejoesint.com to keep up with everything. Cause
It's going to be an interesting marketing campaign.
For the Christian country
Yeah.
rap? Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be
I'm
exciting.
glad
You'll
I got
learn
an
a lot of
early
stuff.
listen. I'm glad I got an early listen because it's
It's like understand.
that's going to come out in like September-ish. So
Get your gears turning on a little bit.
yeah, just figuring out how, what I can do with that because I've never
Yeah.
got to play in that world at all. So.
Nobody really has that much. It's a pretty
Yeah.
small market. It has
Yeah,
to
it's a
be.
little
I've never really
closed-off world.
really heard that much of it. But
Yeah,
I'm sure there's
so
a couple of them out
we'll
there.
see.
But that's cool, man.
We'll see. It's cool music.
Yeah.
Cool music. So I'm excited about it. Anything else? I guess we just released another film called Ted K, which is about the Unabomber.
Oh, shit.
I haven't watched the whole movie yet. I've only had like an hour, and then now I got to finish the second hour.
Where's it at?
Um,
It's not released yet.
It is released.
It is? Where's
It
it
is
at?
released. You can get it anywhere on Apple TV. You can purchase it from the iTunes library through Apple TV. You can purchase it on Amazon, rent or buy.
Do you have it on your
Google
Apple
Play.
library?
Yeah. So
Your boy signed in.
yeah. So you can watch it on there.
Swag.
Courtesy of Big Dust TV right there.
Big does.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff that's coming.
Sound like
That we-
Stitch for a second.
I was about to say that.
Did it really?
Yeah, when you said yeah, I just go.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Swag.
All right,
Oh,
well,
my year's coming up
Okay.
at Average Joe's here in like 5
nice.
days.
Damn, already?
Yeah.
congratulations.
That's wild.
Seems
I
like a
said
year
5
since we
days.
recorded that first podcast.
Oh, no shit. It does. Feels better this
Congratulations
time,
on a
though.
year, dude. That's cool.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Appreciate it, fellas.
Cool. Hopefully you'll have at least one more in you. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
You know, before
Hopefully
you
I got
see
several
Check it out,
more.
buddy.
Hopefully I got several more in me.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Thanks for
But
being on again.
I appreciate
And
you guys having me.
redoing it. Even
Yeah.
though we had to redo it.
He
so.
actually kind of was like, I wouldn't be mad if we did redo it.
I remember you told me because he was like, all the stuff I talked about is going to be like kind of outdated like by the time the episode comes out. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming on.
So
again.
this will
That was
come
fun.
out soon.
Yeah.
But
Heck yeah.
that's another episode of You Didn't Hear It From Me, from you boys, featuring Dusty.
Who'd
this
you
time.
hear it from?
Not for me, dude.
Oh, okay.
Don't look at me, dude.
Don't look
Don't
at
hear
me.
it from me, dude. All right, y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening if you made it this far.
Love you.
Peace.
Peace.
You didn't hear from me. From me.
You didn't hear from me. You didn't hear from me. Quiet as can be with a cat.